November 23rd, 1995.
His vision of the future is dazzling.
Schedule meeting.
Shall I schedule this time?
His power in the computer industry is legend.
It has Windows and it runs the world.
He is the nation's richest man.
He's bigger than life in many respects.
Some find him disturbing.
I think there's definitely a basis for some fear.
Others revere him.
He's a god. He's the computer god.
Tonight, we sit down with a man known to many as just Bill, and enter the world according to Gates.
This is ABC News Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from New York, Forrest Sawyer.
It's hard to pass a newsstand these days without seeing a headline blaring the latest computer marvel that is certain to transform our lives. And analysts tell us the changes are only just beginning. One company that has helped shape that transformation is called Microsoft, which owns most of the programs that run the world's computers. Microsoft is so powerful, the government has spent years investigating whether it should be stopped or at least slowed in its relentless push to expand. And its founder, a soft-spoken man who could pass for your insurance agent, is such a creative force. He's not only helped shape the wired world we live in, he's already planning how to turn it into something even more amazing. So when Bill Gates writes a book about the future called The Road Ahead, people listen. What he says may sound a little like science fiction, but so did Microsoft just a few years ago. We visited with him last week at the giant computer trade show called Comdex in Las Vegas, where the latest technology was on display, and where, naturally, Bill Gates himself was one of the biggest attractions.
Can I shake your hand, Mr. Gates? Thank you. About 200,000 people come here. It's a week long, and you don't even have time to get to all the booths. The number of new hardware and software products every year is absolutely unbelievable. This is a product that lets kids make movies, and she's going to pick a scene here, and then, so we have this nice scene. Then she's going to pick a couple of actors. The idea here is that kids can build movies that you used to have a $50,000 workstation to do this kind of thing. So we pick the scene, we pick the angle, we're picking the dress of the character here. We got her in a nice green jogging suit there. And so the idea is the computer's not just about reading, it's also about creating. And this is just a normal PC here letting you build realistic 3D movies. And
this seems very different from the kinds of games that you watch kids play today, because they are actually writing the story.
They're creating, and we show them some examples that are built in there, but then they can mail this off to their grandparents or to other kids. Here we've got this guy who's doing a little greeting. We're going to put him in. And the thing that blows people's minds is even in the computer business, this kind of 3D thing required very, very expensive equipment. And it's only this year that you can bring that kind of power, the kind of power that created Jurassic Park, down onto a kid's computer. And this is a $40 piece of software.
Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, good, good.
So, if you came here last year, you come here this year, is it an entirely different world?
Well, nobody's showing the same products. Now, you have a lot of the same companies, but if you came back and showed the same product a year later, people would think it was kind of funny, because that's not the way this business works.
It's called continuous presence.
The computer's got to be a lot faster, the storage has got to be bigger, the software has to be easier to use. You know, a lot of things that people demand, and fortunately, with all the competition, it gets delivered on. And so you'd almost laugh at the computers of 3 years ago, even though at the time they were kind of amazing.
Are we where we want to be?
We're very close. This is right where we want to be. This is an example of a great new technology. Here you've got Sony that's giving you a flat screen with incredible color resolution.
This is only...
Just
only that wide?
And they're saying in a few years they'll be able to build them twice as big as this and make them available. And so that, you know, that really makes a big difference, having a high-quality screen like that.
How much of the decisions that you make are driven by the hardware first?
Well, you have to know how fast the hardware is going to be to make things reasonable. For example, if you have screens like this, then you can do photo albums and movies and things that, you know, wouldn't be attractive otherwise.
You've been talking about the communications revolution. This, to me, looks like just a flatter TV.
When you're competing with paper and you want to put as much information as possible up, the quality and size that you can do that makes a big difference. So an advance like this in screen technology is more important than you might think at first.
As hardware, how remarkable is this?
Well, what you've got here is several companies showing the work they're doing on flat screens. It looks like Sony's got a very good approach here, but a lot of people are investing in it since they know there's a huge market there. But I was very impressed. I hadn't seen this before the show.
There's only going to be 1 or 2 winners in this, isn't there?
Well, it's a big enough market that maybe 4 or 5.
One of the things you've been talking about is a wallet-sized personal computer that can do almost anything for you. And we haven't seen anything like that. We've seen these little personal assistants, but they don't seem to come close to what you're talking about.
I think there's still some work to be done to make it really inexpensive, really small, and to have that wireless connection so you can get the news and send messages. And so there's a lot of pieces to be pulled together. We're investing in the software and working with some of the hardware companies, but nobody knows when we'll get that to be a big market. I think everybody will have a wallet PC someday, but it could be a long time. Okay, can we squeeze in here?
Here we go.
Okay, great.
What have we got?
So this is, it looks like a camera. You go out and take some photos, and then they have just a little cord. They connect it to your computer, and it's inside the computer. So you can print it out on a color printer. You can mail it to someone. This is an Epson camera, and they've really advanced the quality very dramatically, and they'll have this on the market at under $500.
Pretty soon, if I take pictures, if I want images, they all go into my computer. I want pictures of the kids, I just call them up.
Yeah, and then you can have a little photo album and do annotations. You can put music to it, send it around. And it's easy 20 years later to go back and find things and order them. And so having it on the computer gives you a lot of flexibility.
You know, in Hollywood, when they all say, what I really want to do is direct, you're saying we all get to do that someday.
That's right. The limitation will be your creativity, not the ability to get the tools.
Then I'm in trouble.
A lot of us are.
Hey, I know big. And the Ace Really Big sale is gigantic. It's a huge opportunity to find big-name products like this and this at really small prices. So hurry down to Ace. It just doesn't get any bigger than this.
What lets you learn about the world in a whole new way? The Intel Pentium processor. It has the power to make PC software come alive with the sights and sounds that take you there, wherever there happens to be. The Intel Pentium processor.
Get up and at 'em Friday, because JCPenney opens extra early for store-wide doorbuster savings. Save an additional 10% on select sale items from 7 a.m. to noon, Friday only.
Friday, they can't start buying things until they're broke.
It was eat, sleep, and shop.
Compulsive shopping, a serious addiction, could it land you in jail? And how do you know if you have this strange compulsion? Find out on 2020, Friday.
All of us at H.H. Gregg hope that you and yours are enjoying this Thanksgiving together. And we hope you'll have an opportunity to look over our advertising insert in today's paper.
H.H. Gregg's Christmas specials start tomorrow at 8 a.m. With holiday savings everybody understands. Doorbuster specials in every department. Available 2 hours only, tomorrow only, 8 to 10 a.m.
So from all of us to all of you, have a great Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble. Don't be a turkey.
See you tomorrow at H.H. Gregg.
WRTV6 and the Indiana Foot Center at Westview Hospital present Your Health Today. Every day, your feet take a beating. With each step, your heel bears 2 to 3 times your body weight. So it's a common sight for pain and injury. If heel pain is a problem for you, the experienced physicians at the Indiana Foot Center can help you get comfortably back on your feet. we invite you to our free screening on Saturday, December 2nd from 10 to 3. To register for this screening or for more information, call the Indiana Foot Center at 931-0663.
It's a rule of thumb in the computer world that whatever looks truly amazing today is going to seem downright archaic in no time at all. In fact, Bill Gates says the computer revolution we've just lived through is nothing compared to the communications revolution just ahead. At the heart of it, the global network of computers called the Internet. We asked Bill Gates what he sees on the road ahead. For a few years now, we've been hearing about the information highway. And I think that most of us feel that we're in the fast lane somewhere, but we're just being towed. So give me a sense of, when we talk about the information highway, in reality, what is that?
Well, the idea is to take these personal computers that keep getting better and connect them together so that you can send messages to people, you can put a bulletin board together with your different ideas, and there'll be search engines out there so you can find any topic you like or find another person who shares that interest. So basically, it's a revolution in communications, and that will affect business, it'll affect learning, and if we do it right, it'll even be something people entertain themselves with.
I think part of the problem that we have now is there's so much hype. We have heard the word revolution so many times. Every 6 weeks, there's another revolution. What you're talking about, though, is something real, a wave of change.
Right now, the excitement about this is causing almost a gold rush atmosphere. And so companies that are jockeying for a position talk about what they're going to do and how it's going to happen overnight. In fact, this will take more than a decade to play out. But the impact is big enough that it's something we ought to be thinking about and talking about right now, because there are some tough issues that it raises as well as the wonderful benefits that it provides.
All right, make some sense out of it for me. Let's talk about the workplace. As we look 5 years, 10 years down the road, your best guess is how will things change?
If you want to talk with someone, of course, today you can pick up the phone or you can fly out and meet with them. In the future, you'll also have the choice of connecting electronically, talking to them, getting their picture on the screen, and having the documents that you want to work on together right up there. So you can edit the contract with your lawyer, you can plan a vacation looking at various photos and things. So there'll be a new choice.
10 years from now, with the Internet rushing toward us, or what the Internet will be, an average day in somebody's life will be what? How will it have been changed?
Well, with the Internet, you'll be able to get the information that's interesting to you. You can almost think of it as a personalized front page, the sports, the weather, the business developments, the world news. They'll all be there, summarized. You can click, see things in depth. You can go out and find writers that you think describe things very well. You can get traffic patterns. You can be notified if a flight's late. And you'll have it wherever you go. Sometimes you'll have the small screen if you're traveling, but whenever you get even to a waiting room, there'll be little screens that are like tablets, that as soon as you log in, your messages, your information is all displayed right there. Even out in public, where you have pay phones, you'll have screens that once you enter your code in, you'll have access to send and receive whatever you'd like to do.
I just saw you, just before you sat down, you handed your wallet to somebody. Did you have any money in that? Had a couple of dollars in there?
No, money is still the way to buy things.
For now, but you think...
There will be digital currency, and that'll be widely accepted.
Will money disappear, do you think?
It'll take a long time for money to disappear, but, you know, money is a great example of something that's a little inconvenient. You know, if you just had a card, you could stick into a vending machine and it would debit the right amount, and so you never had to carry change around. That would be a nice thing, and the digital world will provide that as it becomes commonplace.
Now, most of us kind of pull back when we hear you computer guys talking about this stuff, and they say, oh, it's all very nice. But this means that everything there is to know about me exists on files, and it's going to go more and more and more available to people. Privacy can just disappear.
Privacy is a major concern, and partly it's just that people are beginning to realize how much data there is about them already on computers. Every phone call you make, every credit card transaction you're involved in, it's all out there on computers right now. And so people should be thinking about what are the rules? If you buy a product at a store, can they sell that piece of information to someone else? Can they put that database up and just let anybody go and look at it? And it's very interesting because sometimes that information is valuable to you, that they use it to send you a catalog that you might find of value. So we have to strike a balance here. And
rules are nice.
Okay.
But people don't obey rules a lot of the time. And when it comes to losing your privacy, it's about people who are able to get in there, whether there are rules or not. It's about your being able to ensure that you have privacy. And if the information is available on some database somewhere, there will be people who'll be able to get it, right?
Well, today, that's right. The information about you is in a database. But if you look at things like bank records and medical records, those are maintained with a great deal of privacy. Now, there are humans administering these systems. Sometimes there are mistakes. Sometimes there are curiosity seekers who get in and are able to look at that data. And it's not really a technology question. It's an administration question. You know, should everybody at the IRS be able to look at everyone's tax records as though that's part of their job? Probably not. You probably want to have rules that restrict it very, very narrowly, so curiosity is not part of this. But this is an issue that a broad set of people really have to think about. As I've given speeches about this great future, the top concern that comes up is privacy. And it's great to begin that debate and really think about what guidelines need to be laid down.
It's the Limited's Great American Thanksgiving Sale, with Angora polos at 30% off. Get a pair of chinos and your second pair is half off. And twin set shells are free when you buy the matching cardigan. Great gifts on sale now, only at the new Limited.
Chet and I were looking for a high traffic zone, so we set up next to Gateway 2000. Heard they were selling over 1 million computers a year. Turns out they can give people more computers. They sell them all over the phone.
Nice for computer buyers. A major setback for the souvenir industry.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a free information kit on how to get more computer by buying factory direct.
Hey, Santa, just a few weeks to go.
This Christmas at Sears, things are really shaping up with Sears Cardio Force. Finally, a total body workout for the whole family at the lean price of only $169.99.
Next time, beating those too much turkey blues.
Plus, what to do before you say charge it. Managing your holiday debt on the next Good Morning America.
Here on ABC.
You know, buying a new car is a very emotional experience for me. You got to get to my heart before you get to my checkbook. Now, I don't fall in love with every car I see, and I'm not going to pay big bucks just to attract attention. What I'm looking for is more than expensive metal. I want fun, excitement, and sporty styling at a price that makes sense. Now that's when I fall in love.
Cutlass Supreme by Oldsmobile.
They really know me, don't they?
$17,995 at your Hoosier Olds family retailer.
Well, another Thanksgiving is almost gone, and I'm still here. This calls for a celebration, so I'm going to Parisian Friday. That's tomorrow at 7 a.m. for their doorbuster specials. Huge savings from 7 to 11 a.m. only. Tomorrow only. It's another reason to be thankful. Remember, the early bird gets the savings.
It's time to find some sun. No time for work, just fun. So it's ATA again. Yeah, on ATA, you're on vacation.
ATA's After Christmas Sale. $79 for kids and seniors. And Avis rental cars from only $76 a week. Fly now through February 10. Just buy by December 1st.
On ATA.
one of the things that people say is, look, you have to think about this. Who controls this technology will have increasingly greater power. Is that a fair statement?
Well, it's only fair if somebody controls it. Actually, nobody controls this technology. There are hundreds of companies all moving to do the best products and bring this together. And you know, there's no one in any position to control.
But here come the critics, Bill, and you've heard them. They say, look at Microsoft. They have so much power. 80 to 90% of the computers are using Microsoft technology, operating systems. Half of the world's software money goes to Microsoft. That's power.
It's not power if the world is always going to move to buy the best software products. And this is a business where you have to obsolete your own products. You have to keep moving very rapidly. So if we stood still, despite the success that we've had, we'd be replaced fairly rapidly.
I guess the point I'm making is that you've been through these wars with the government over antitrust questions. You have heard the criticisms from competitors. As you look at it, ought there to be some significant legislation controlling the ways that your company or any other company that has such a large slice of the pie is able to move into the communications business?
Well, I think the current laws are working very well. You know, there's no business where a new leader can come out of nowhere because they have good ideas like in our business. It's not that way in the TV business or the soft drink business or any other business. And so that's great. And there's only one guaranteed winner in that, and that's the people who buy technology.
So the answer to those people who say Bill Gates and Microsoft have a kind of monopoly already, and we have to worry that they might have it even more powerfully than they do now. The answer is?
The answer is that people buy the software that's the best software. Word of mouth is the only way that this stuff succeeds. So it's a lot of fun to write great software. We put it in a box, we put it out there. The press does reviews. People talk to each other. They use it. If you have a product like Windows 95 where people say, wow, this is pretty good, then you do okay.
You know the talk that people say, really what Bill Gates wants is to rule the world. We're all going to wind up working for Bill Gates one day if he keeps going like this. Is there that kind of drive? You've bought the Bettman archives. You're buying rights to a lot of information, a lot of images. Is there that kind of drive in the content area?
Well, Microsoft is a very focused company. We don't do chips, we don't do systems, we don't run communications networks. So we'll just do software, and we'll only do a certain type of software, very high volume, standard building block software. Now that for us includes some content areas like an atlas or an encyclopedia. Today we're a very small company, and even if we doubled in size, got up to say 40,000 employees, which to me is mind-boggling. I actually don't think that'll happen, but I've been wrong about how much we might grow when I looked at it in the past. At 40,000, we wouldn't be anywhere near the largest company in the computer industry, and certainly compared to the rest of the Fortune 500, we'd be a pretty small company.
Then why are so many people so worried about you?
Well, I think the focus on the information revolution and Microsoft has a lot to do with it. It is bringing change, and change does cause problems. People are afraid of change. You know, the status quo, even though you can complain about it, you like a lot of things that are going on. And so Microsoft almost iconically represents this pace of change and doing new things. And people imagine that we actually know exactly how it's going to unfold, which certainly isn't the case.
You remember that fire you had when you were back in school and trying to steal as much computer time as you could possibly get your hands on? Do you have the same drive now?
Well, I'm not sure at age 40 you can exactly compare the kind of energy you have with your very young days. But I'm incredibly excited about the opportunity here. And definitely looking at these next 2 decades and what's going to happen with communications, I see that opportunity. And that's partly why I wrote the book, is so people could understand a little bit of my thinking and see that optimism and judge, is there something there that that they're worried about, that they want to get ready for, and how do they want to embrace the good things that it will bring.
For a kid who right now is huddled over a keyboard, if he has a good idea and he plays it right and he gets lucky, he could hit the jackpot too?
Absolutely. This is a world of opportunity. He might want to work for a company for a while. He might want to do it as part of a team, or he might want to go out on his own.
It is undoubtedly a world of opportunity. But technology is a little like the genie in the bottle. Once you've let it out, there's no putting it back. And while it may grant your wishes, there is no telling what the results will look like. If information is the most valuable commodity, who controls that information has incalculable power. It's easy to look with amazement at the latest communications device or the newest computer. It is much more difficult to measure how much privacy we may lose, how our society may be shaped, what our lives will become. Those questions will be answered not by those building the computers or writing the programs. They will be answered by all of us. I'll be back in a moment.
Now that you've given her away, you'll always cherish the memories. You'll always remember the joy. And you'll never forget the bill.
$220 for parts?
But hey, isn't that why you got Visa Gold in the first place? With all the purchase power to handle any occasion. Even the most precious. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Get up and at 'em Friday, because JCPenney opens extra early for store-wide doorbuster savings. Save an additional 10% on select sale items from 7 a.m. to noon, Friday only.
In business, you can't always count on having enough time. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison. And we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $500. These days, you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
Now, you can save 25% off regular prices on some of Goodyear's most popular passenger performance and light truck tires. Everyday low prices start at only $19.99. Believe it. Just turn up at any participating Goodyear retailer. But hurry, this sale ends soon.
Connect to internet.
Fa cafè Raisan Beef?
I am Aptiva from IBM. See and hear me at Best Buy.
This weekend, it's...
Every morning while your buns are still in bed, ours are in the oven.
Hosts a special Turning Point, Princess Diana, The Interview, at 9 Eastern Time. And later on Nightline, reaction to the interview that has been the talk of Britain all week long. But that is our broadcast tonight. I'm Forrest Sawyer in New York. For all of us here at ABC News, happy Thanksgiving and good night.
For information about Nightline on America Online, call 1-800-772-4222. For video cassette inquiries, call 1-800-913-3434. The price is $29.95, plus $4 for shipping and handling.